Hello everyone, and welcome to this Taurus Supermoon releasing ceremony. We are in the most powerful clearing portal of the year. This supermoon, its proximity to Earth, the sign that it's in, Taurus being in an Earth sign. We just crossed the threshold into Samhain. The veils are thin. This is the moon to work with for releasing inherited patterns in your bloodline. So, welcome. So, this gravitational gateway we are going to work with this evening allows us to be able to loosen patterns that the lineage has carried for too long. How this works is that the supermoon, being closer to Earth, actually pulls on the tides, pulls on the water in our bodies, pulls basically on our energy field to help loosen what has been carried for too long. So tonight, the Earth and the Moon are working as one to help us to be able to clear these patterns. So first, let's start by dropping in, and we're going to call in the ancestors. So just get yourself in a position where you can feel your feet on the ground, on the earth, on the floor, wherever you are, and begin to tune in to your body, tune into your breath, tune into where you are. You may feel called to close your eyes and just slow down. Bring your awareness into this moment in time. Feel yourself held and supported wherever you are. And just tuning into your breath, allowing the gentle rise and fall of the air flowing in and out of your chest. Feeling held by the earth. And just now, call in your healed and well ancestors. We always want to work with the ancestors that are healed and well, so setting that intention that only those who are healed and well show up. Go ahead and calling them in. If you are familiar with ancestor work, then you may feel them arrive. If you are new to ancestor work, then just see if you can sense a shift in your field. The room may get a little bit warmer. You may have a sense of it just feeling like a warm, cozy hug. You may get a hint of, a scent that you remember your grandmother wearing or something along those lines. Don't worry if you can't sense anything. That will begin to come as you work with the ancestors. But just thanking them for coming in and holding space and helping to guide us in our ceremony this evening. Of course, you may wish to call in any angels, any guides, any beings of love and light that you typically work with to be able to hold space and watch over this ceremony. So, to begin, you're going to want to gather a few items. So you'll want to have a fire-safe bowl where you can burn a piece of paper safely and securely. You're going to want to have some paper where you can write down items that you want to release, maybe a couple pieces of paper. Lucy has decided to join us this evening. A couple pieces of paper if you want to release more than one thing and you want to write them on separate pieces of paper, a pen, a candle to be able to light the paper or some other kind of fire, anything that you want to be able to make the space yours, to be able to make the space cozy. you want to cleanse the space with some kind of smoke cleansing, you can do that. I like to do an offering of herbs. So this is a special blend of herbs that I put together for when I work with the ancestors. And so I will add those to the cauldron before we begin actually doing the ceremony, just as an offering and as a thank you. So if you need to pause the video at this point to gather your supplies, you are more than welcome to. This ceremony is all about remembering your power as a lineage breaker. So when you're ready, we will dive in. So I'm going to add some herbs to the cauldron here. And just giving gratitude and saying thank you to the ancestors. And the reason I use a cauldron is because it is, it's small, it's not like a huge kind of thing. It has a lid just in case the fire gets out of control. You need to put the lid on it. And also it's cast iron, so I know it's not gonna, melt. I know the fire is not gonna hurt anything. It's all good. All right, so we are going to begin this evening by writing down what you are ready to release. So these are going to be things that feel like they have been around for a while, that feel like maybe they've been passed down, maybe they've been with you for a long time. They just feel like they have been going on for a long time, and you are just ready to be done, ready to release them, ready to get them out of your life. So you're going to want to write freely. No editing, no censoring. You may find that you want to use words like scarcity, releasing scarcity, releasing financial insecurity, releasing silence, feeling like you have had to hold your tongue, not speak your truth, like you aren't able to, get out what you need to get out. Self-betrayal, if there's any of that. Fear of being seen, maybe, showing up the way you need to show up is something that is really kind of causing some fear, holding you back. So feel for you, feel what is true, what feels like it needs to be released. These are anything that is generational patterns that you have felt in your body and maybe couldn't even name until now. And you don't have to have a name for it. You can, release that feeling in the pit of your stomach that feels like it's tied to your maternal line. Maybe you don't even have a name for the emotion or the feeling, but if that's what you want to release, go ahead and write it down. So just as you're writing, feel your ancestors gather around you to witness the release of this pattern. Take a moment here. I'm going to kind of fall into silence as I write some of the patterns down that I wish to release, and so we'll take a moment to just get them down on paper. So if you need to pause and spend more time writing, please feel free to do that. So I have the items that I want to release on my paper here. So step 2 is going to be, we're going to hold the paper in our hands and listen to our bodies speak about these patterns, okay? So what you want to tune into is, where does the pattern live in your body? Does it live in the chest? Does it live in the throat? Does it live in the gut, in the sacral chakra? Like, where in the body does the pattern live, okay? So hold the paper between your papers, if you have more than one, between your hands, and just take a moment to close your eyes and tune in. Breathe into this space without any judgment. We're just bringing our presence and our breath to this, okay? And what you want to do is just allow the emotion to rise and fall. It may feel like a wave. It may feel like it's moving up and through. It may move from one part of your body to another. So it may feel like it's moving from your chest to your shoulder, or wherever it goes. Just presence, observe, allow. Just breathing here and allowing and observing. And just tuning into the feeling. Where does it live in your body? And then as you're allowing it to come up, maybe it wants to come out. And so just tuning in, does it want to be released out through a big exhale? Does it want you to get more vocal? So for me, it lives in the solar plexus. It lives like right here in the tummy area, just kind of a tightness. And I can actually feel it moving up into my cheekbones and into my jaw. There's a very tight, like a lot of tension, a lot of like jaw clenching kind of feeling there. Like, oh God, it got so tight immediately. And it feels like what it wants is for me to breathe in and then So just feel for you what feels really good. And maybe there's not a big release. Maybe you're just tuning in and sitting with it in presence, and that is all that is needed, and that's okay. Every emotion is going to be different. Every person is going to be different. Every time, if you come back and you do this releasing ceremony again for another full moon, it's going to be different each time, okay? So just allow what is appropriate for you. So if you have tuned in, you've felt it, you've allowed it to move, you've taken the time to be able to just feel into it. So the next step is we're going to burn the paper. So when you are ready, we're going to light the paper with the fire, and then we are going to watch the smoke as it curls up and around. We're going to watch the paper as it burns and kind of crumples. We're going to watch as the form of the paper burns up and is released, okay? So, and as this happens, you're going to speak these words. I return this pattern to the field with gratitude for how it served my lineage. It ends with me. So let me say that again. I return this pattern to the field with gratitude for how it served my lineage. It ends with me. And so the reason that we do this is because these patterns did serve. So let's look at the pattern of silence, of not being able to speak truth, okay? So for a lot of us with our maternal ancestors, they felt like they needed to kind of keep things bottled up, not be able to speak their truth. That was for safety and security. That was for survival, okay? So we do want to honor that this pattern served our lineage and served our ancestors in a certain way. But now it's time for it to be done. So we're ending it with us, all right? So as long as the smoke is rising, continue to watch the smoke rise. So this is actually the transmutation of the pattern. This is the moment when the old pattern breaks. So we're just going to keep an eye on the smoke here, keep watching it, and then when we feel like the paper is completely burned, like the pattern is broken, then there's a very important step that we need to do in order to be able to complete this ceremony. So because we have released something, there is an empty spot, okay? And nature abhors a vacuum. So we need to fill that spot. We need to be able to select a new pattern to be able to put in there so that something else doesn't come in and take its place. So we're going to go into the recode, all right? So under this supermoon, we want to claim what replaces the pattern that we just broke. And we're going to speak our pattern into being. So feel free to create your own words if you don't feel these are resonant, but otherwise repeat after me. I am the one who broke the pattern. I choose abundance. I choose love. I choose health. I choose to walk free. Feel free to add any of your own. Feel free to change them if you want to claim a different pattern, okay? So you want to feel this new pattern root into your body, into your breath, and into the bloodline. So if any of those feel like you need to claim them again in order to feel them root in, I am the one who broke the pattern. I choose abundance. I choose love. I choose health. I choose to walk free. Lucy is clearly helping out with this by seconding this pattern recode. Thank you. Yes, thank you. All right, so now that we've rewritten reality and chosen our new code, we are restoring the ancestral blueprint to its original wholeness. We burned up what we wanted to transmute. We reclaimed a new pattern into the bloodline under the Taurus full moon. This, of course, can continue into the next few days, as the moon grows full, which, as this is being recorded, we are at the evening of November 4th. The moon becomes full tomorrow, November 5th, in the morning, Eastern time, like 8 something a.m. Eastern time. So you can continue to work with this moon. You can continue to bring in more pattern restoration. You can journal, just, do what you're called to do. If you want to take a bath, whatever feels good to you. But now, bring your hands to your heart and breathe in deeply, knowing that what you released tonight ripples through generations, both forward and backward. The Taurus Supermoon brings stability after release. Let your body rest in that knowing. You have done sacred work. When you are ready, thank your ancestors, thank your guides, thank the moon itself, thank Mother Earth, and when you are ready, you may release all of them in love and gratitude, saying to yourself, the pattern is complete, the field is clear, I am free, and so are they. Deep gratitude to this beautiful Taurus full supermoon, to the ancestors, to Mother Earth, to this beautiful ceremony this evening. And if you feel called to continue this work, please join me for a 7-day guided lineage regression course on ancestral healing. Each day deepens the clearing that began this evening. The course is designed with a very easy 20-minute per day guided regression to help you continue to not only release patterns, but also notice gifts that have been inherited in your bloodline. Check out the link in the description below, and let's walk this path of liberation together. Deep bow to all of you for joining me this evening. Thank you so much. Wishing you a beautiful Taurus full moon.